That was Stralis's.
Fnatic.
Was that a Fnatic?
Fnatic this year.
Oh, that's right. I was
Stralis
thinking it was Astralis before that, wasn't
That's
it?
right.
You're right.
You know, and it was Faze, to be fair, that was twice against them
Yep, there we go.
in the final and twice
I did too
fell
much
short.
yesterday, it seems.
Well, Guardian's going to go with EWP, but Sticko's still up in that position. Does catch them off. He's going to drop over. No sooner does Nico go inside of A main. He actually heard the footsteps, so he's confused. He thinks there's one above. There's not. That could have cost him because Rain was waiting inside of the garage. He never elected to peek. Sticko will swing out. Spots him running away. And through the box, it's down to just Nico in a 1 versus 5. And this time, yeah, there's a smoke down, but he's not pushed through it. He's not gotten behind them. And he does not have the bomb with 3 seconds, a chance to plant it rather, but wants to just worry about getting guns down. 2 in a row for Mousesports, and he'll go down after the time, meaning that he loses money. They've got a good amount of it, so he'll be okay, but it is round 14, and this is going to put the money a little bit lower for Faze, so Mousesports could actually pull this back to 11-4.
That would be okay. That's still realistic, 11-4. And they have to find it first, though. But the last couple of rounds have been a lot more promising. I like that adjustment from Sticko to get on the pipe there towards middle. That was a good position. Yielded him a frag. And now they've got AKs, the M4s, no more FAMASs. I think they're starting to believe in this one now. They can get this third one. That could be 4 locked in. There isn't much money at all for Faze. As the smoke is deployed towards the main entrance. Carrigan's got a set piece lined up. I think that's a smoke for the top of Highway. He's got a couple of teammates ready and waiting to pounce upon A. You'll see him run and throw that smoke. Maybe we can follow it and show you it in all its glory. So he goes in, bounces, lands towards Highway, and blocks the AWP in that position where Chris J has been causing him a bit of a nuisance.
Sticko still just holding, waiting to see who's going to get arrive below him, and it's 2. It's Croman and Rain. Chris still comes up from Highway. He got Kerrigan as well. It's Sticko that now suddenly knows Nico's the last alive again in a smoke. Go figure. But this time, can he really pull it off? Snaps back. My goodness, I thought they knew exactly where he was, even though they did. It's still KG when it's Nico. It's 11-3, but this is exactly what we talked about. We take ourselves into round 15, and finally not a full buy, but still some AKs and an SMG.
11-3, and maybe even 4. So that was the set piece, the adjustment from Faze. The defaults have seemed to slow down at this point, but you can see Sticko above that smoke, ideal position, and that's what we always talk about the AK being so good on the defensive side as well. You have that one-tap potential. He's just popping off heads there with the AK, and it might just be a B-rush here to finish things off. It is going to be quite a technical one, and they've actually hit each other with the grenades there. Robs gets damage down to 14, looking for 12-3 here. Robs, he can be a decent AWPer. Can nothing find a bit more? It's been a very quiet half for him, but there's 2 frags. Should be the round now. 11-4 is actually possible, but they still have to get over the finish line. They absolutely do, and it's not looking too bad now, man. At least this is recoverable.
Yeah, 4 in a row after losing 11 straight. More than that if you include Inferno. Good recovery. Seems to spark a little bit of confidence in them, a little bit of laughter. Maybe some confidence as they give themselves a chance. Swapping over, however, to the T side. They'll have to win the pistol. And even then, it's still going to be a challenge when Faze is firing as they are. Just to give you a note, he goes on 14. But believe it or not, despite this scoreline, it's Sticko that's on 15 kills that leads the way, and nothing. The man who started 0 and 8, he's up to 7.
Yeah, had a couple of great impact rounds there towards the end. Kept his head held high. And this is possible. It all starts with this pistol, though. Has to be a win. We'll see whether they can do that right now. Lose the pistol. Could be 14-4 very quickly. Faze were an absolute tear for the first 11 rounds. Defaults all over the place, hitting absolutely every headshot. Didn't really have to deploy too much strategy. There's the odds coming in right now. You can see it's a very one-sided affair, but trust me, this isn't over just yet. But like Mousesports can go a little bit deeper here on cash. Blocks out. P250 for Rops. And they'll head towards A. The one smoke suggests that they're smoking off towards that bomb site. Right in front of Highway. Try and flash through. It's a bit of a retake setup from Faze. Nico towards the truck. Croman at Highway. And 5 players from Mousesports ready to go.
USP for Nico. Naturally. But the kit for Kerrigan. Oh, good shot from nothing. Good start as he gets his 8th to Croman. At range, does pull it back. Bomb will be planted, and Sunny swings out. He's been a little bit quiet. That's only his 4th kill. But bomb down, and the man advantage. Additional smoke to lock off A main for the post plant. As Rain works his way through. Ian trades out. Guardian does better than that. He's got Sticko. It's suddenly a 2 versus 2. Kit still in this. It's Kerrigan that has it. Sonny has Kerrigan down. The Guardians in a 1 versus 1, and Sonny finally shines. It's 11-5.
Wow. Guardian certainly gave it a good go there. I would not recommend Faze force buy into this. I just want to see pistols, no armor. This game can still fall apart if you completely destroy your own cash here. Let's see if they've learned their lesson as the days have gone by. It seems like more teams are waking up to this fact, and indeed I think, oh no, change that. Guardian's gone for UMP armor. The AWPer spending all the money. You do not like to see that at all. So Nico will save a bit of cash, so will Kerrigan. But Guardian has spent everything he's got. That's the only player you don't want spending all the cash, and Kerrigan will be dropped very, very quickly.
Nade will do good damage shortly. Nico, slam dunk. Sticko's able to walk around, take him down, follows it up by getting Croman as well. So suddenly, Rain and Guardian are the only 2 left. Guardian does at least have the UMP carried over to try and farm some cash up. Is it Mousesports' turn to go on a run? Reverse the tide? 11 in a row for Faze, and 5 in a row now for Mousesports. Chris will swing in, just trying to clear out every position possible, and he'll get the bomb planted safely by the wall. Guardian's not up for the task. They'll sit back, so
he can't afford it all.
6 is total. You're right, he didn't even get a kill with that UMP, so didn't even farm anything back.
So if he survives, maybe he gets a chance to get a couple of kills in the next round. I just think that that's such a weird decision for me. The only player you don't want investing money is Guardian. And now maybe he wants to give him a bit of a chance. I'm not sure. We saw Chris J make the same mistake on Inferno. Sure, you can buy the UMP. Maybe there's a chance you get 2 kills a bit and everyone's high-fiving, having a good time. But if nothing happens, which is the likely outcome, then you really have limited yourself going forward, and you're not on the balance or stuck on that UMP. Who knows? Well, he will survive, and Rain will save his deagle and armor. We're going to have another chance here. They have won full ecos before, but this game's right back on now. 11-4 and the 2-0 in the pistol. Presumably the 3-0 here with the eco. No reason why Mousesports can't close this one out as well.
Roman on 14. The stand-in that's been impressive. Had a good first half. Sticko is certainly rising above on 17. Very close, actually. Nico, Croman, Guardian, Rain, 14-14, 13-13. A little more widespread, but Sonny's also caught back out. Watch out. And Sonny tries to fire into middle as well. Still toward the door is Sticko. He has opened it. They're against pistols, but they still have to sort where they are. Free flirt with flames from Chris, but still working around. He wants to jump up over, perhaps on the box. Not going to do it yet. Be a little bit careful of that smoke down toward forklift. They're all coming in together, but he's softening them up, and it'll make it pretty quick work for the rest of the SMGs. Again, Guardian has that UMP, and he's going to run away to save it. Still no kills with it. So you talked about it. He won't be able to save, or rather purchase, I should say, the AWP. But hey, he's got a UMP, Henry.
That's something. The fact he has armor, if he can save that, that's fine. 5 players survive for Mousesports. This game's definitely back on. After being up 11-0, FaZe Clan let them back in. Couldn't keep up the pressure. As Guardian waits in the Z halls now, just hoping to find anyone on their retreat. If he gets 1 kill, maybe he can buy the AWP, who knows. As he waits. No one coming towards his direction, though. He will be stuck on the SMG with the first round. Or first gun round, I should say. And there we have it. 11-7 now. First gun round coming in. Nico could drop the AWP, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He might even use it himself, I'm not sure. He has had some phenomenal rounds on this particular map already with the weapon. Looks like he might be using it, and Guardian will stay on the UMP. It's kind of one of those things, if you invested that money, you kind of expected to use it now. He's like, I'm not using the UMP because you bought that. I'll use the AWP. How do you like that?
It's not bad. We'll see what Nico can do with it. He's going to go over toward A alone at this point in time. Bomb intentionally dropped down in the middle as Chris takes the first shot with his op. Watch for Nico. Not even a flash in. He's got the corner covered off because they're so busy in middle. Rops just took a massive amount of damage. I think that was from Guardian's UMP. May have been from Rain. I didn't see who took the shots. Still, though, if they go back, Nico knows, no challenge, no problem. He'll sit and hold. Chris, meanwhile, again wants to walk out with the AWP, clear out sandbags. Angle that was thrown. If Kerrigan spotted it, may read that they're already in. He is conceding slightly and falling back to play more passive inside of Z-Connector. Croman's going to go on this too. If Nico's anchored it, this is actually quite smart. Says, yep, I know it's safe. Feel free. Move in. Get that M4 silently in position. And it should be bait from the op. Strike from Croman. Meanwhile, contact by nothing inside of the vents. Very least, Croman can go for it, but watch this. Here they come. Nico went back to find Chris instead, so the M4 has to fight on his own, but Croman's up to it. Bomb goes down, Sunny to drop. And it's Rops, the man who took the early damage, trying to get an AWP and just do what he can to survive because they're all around him. And Faze finally get around after 7 going the other way.
There we go. Double orb setup now. Guardian picks that weapon up. Money's okay, of course, for the Mousesports side after getting the 3-0. Primarily of SMGs as well. Here's the shots from Nico. Looked great with the ult today. And Croman, maybe even better with his M4. Fantastic stuff from him. There is a discussion going around of Olof. Doesn't feel ready to return for a few months. So what happens? Does Croman stay as the super sub? How many more events has he got in him? Looks like he could be a viable pickup. Nico waits towards A main this time with the AWP. Chris J on the other side. Who comes out on top? Nico not wanting to fully commit here. Sunny trying to get intel. Flashbang could come through. Certainly does. Nico holds his nerve, doesn't fall back.
Nico's still there, but Chris somehow able to spot him, gets the shot instead. Sunny and Chris will take the hold and control of A main as a result of it. Sticko still over toward the door as well. Watch for Croman inside the middle though, because Rops is still flirting in that position and nothing's going to try and clear out the vents. Croman's aware of that fact. Suggestive that they want mid, but not that they're actually going to take it. Rops is going to hold at this point for Lurk. It's all onto A. Kerrigan gets the first. Smoke still down behind the forklift so he can get back toward the red crate. Instead, he's going to have to because he's lost his teammate in the sight, and he's going to go down as well. Rops' patience pays off as Croman walks into it. And this is going to be a reset. First gun round, and then gone as FaZe find themselves in a 1 versus 4 for Rain.
Not really much he can do with this one. Maybe 1 kill available to him. Not even that. It's a Glock that finishes things off. Nothing starting to believe now. The fist bump's coming through. You can see the morale starting to be shifted back in their favor. And we'll see an eco presumably here. 14 plays 9 in the sniper battles there. More ADR for Guardian overall. So USPs, PD50s, not much else.
Chris on the op again. And with pressure on B, Rops is going to have to be careful. He wants to get flashed in. Oh my goodness, look at how many there are in front of him. And he makes short work of it. Sonny got the other on Kerrigan. Like aim practice on that bots map where they just run at you and you're on the island.
Lovely stuff. Rops will be enjoying that. Hasn't really had the grand final he desired so far. We'll see whether this will be it now. Will this light the fire beneath Mousesports? Time will tell. As Nico, USP should be dealt with in due course. Nothing will take him down. And that will be round number 9 of the ball for Mousesports. Remember, it's a T-sided map, 12-9. No reason why they can't take this one. If they do, that's going to be a massive catastrophe, I would say, for FaZe. 11-0 up, you give the map up. That's pretty phenomenal. You can see them all blind, staring at the wall.
Back to mid this time. No one over toward A to start it off. Croman and Rain are going to go up, and Kerrigan and Nico want to play behind it. Smokes finally go down, and Kerrigan will rotate off of it, but the exchange is toward Guardian, who has no idea that Rops had pushed through. He'll take the op down, B site open. They've got to rotate back from CT. And an additional smoke toward the tree means Rops can cross. Molotov means Nico has to give up position. And that means the bomb plants is going to happen safely.
This is looking good for Mousesports now. They look like the assertive ones, and Guardian can't hit the shot. Taken down, bomb planted, and it might even be a save at this point, allowing Mousesports to get to double digits. Who would have thought? 11-0 up, and now there's a chance they could lose this.
Pretty remarkable. It's almost the same situation, a little bit more dramatic in some ways, that Mousesports found themselves on Inferno. Faze just gets away with a little more praise because of two things. One, a round that fell apart that was rather remarkable, and two, they still have the lead, so there's still a chance. But if they lose this, yeah, this is every bit as bad, if not worse.
Yeah.
Nico does try and get a shot. He's tagged to 36.
So trying to find any exit frags they can. The money, though, so strong for Mousesports, doesn't really have any sort of impact on them. They'll still have 3 players survive. 4 for Faze. They need to work things out now. That's double digits. They'll start to be a little bit worried now. Realize that we've only found 1 round since our 11-0 lead. Now they've got double digits and all the money in the world. Rops with $12,000, Chris J 8K, and he's fully equipped with the AWP. They've got like 2 or 3 buys remaining. And Faze definitely don't. UMP for Nico, AWP for Guardian, and another fast boost towards middle. It's going to be Rops take the first bit of damage, I think. That was the AWP just clipping him through the wall. Takes him down to 59. But we do have Rain up close and personal in the B storage area, waiting for his chance to strike.
Smoke's in position and Rops still holds toward Sunroom. So Rain has to be very careful in that position if he tries to get aggressive, if he wants to rotate through. And he's going to get a lot of pressure. He's the only one in B. And he's not even in it. He's forward of it. Nothing's going to work through the vents. Chris J as well. Rops has to do battle first with Rain. Sticko heading this direction. Rops still not going to be the one to move. Both go out. Rain, he misses the shots. Nothing swings around. They've got the sight. As he was unable to find any bullet from the M4, Sticko brings the bomb in, and again, it'll be a plant already. They're looking to save the weapons on the FaZe Clan side because, again, this is them falling tremendously with only what will be a 4th round bonus on a CT side. That AWP is especially valuable at this point.
Wow. So it's the B bomb side that collapsed with 1 pick twice in a row now. Maybe they should consider not challenging so much at the beginning of the mid stages of the round. He's got 1 player exposed. He gets taken down. The B bomb side's overran. And this is now getting very worrying for the FaZe Clan. They will save 4 weapons again, but still, they're not really sure what to do about this. The all picks aren't coming in. It's 12-11 now. And it seems like Mousesports are on course to pick up this second map. Who would have thought we'd be saying that? 11-0 down, but this is much better for Mousesports. They couldn't get back into Inferno. Didn't seem to have the mental fortitude there, but they've certainly found it here on Cash. This is the Faze pick after losing their own. This would be an unthinkable comeback. I didn't think we'd be having this discussion. Normally we go to those storylines for the sake of having a storyline, say, oh, maybe they can do it, but yeah, this is actually possible now.
Absolutely, and it's more remarkable as a comeback strictly due to the circumstances that led to this. If there was hints that they were playing well or that they had a chance in the rounds, or even the last map hadn't gone the way that it did, I would have said, okay, this is possible. The fact that they've come out of nowhere with these rounds is even more impressive. We did say that there was going to be some abnormalities, with the stand-ins. Certainly getting some abnormal score lines, at least the circumstances that lead to it. Sonny faced off by Croman as he got flashed in with Nico. It's a 1-for-1, but goes back Chris J's way. In the end, that one remains unanswered.
And Sendry wasn't deep enough. That didn't do anything for them. They wanted to get it in the entrance, which they did, but there's still a massive gap, and Chris J could back up his teammate there. Sonny went down, but they've still got a 4 versus 3. Carrigan stuck on the UMP. This looks like it could go 12-12. FaZe can't really get a foothold on this map. They try to change things up there. Aggressive towards that. I think Carrigan's trying to find a rifle at this point, which he does. Trying to get that smoke as well, I believe. Didn't quite reach it. Couldn't really take the chance to extend it a little bit further. 1 minute on the clock, and you feel like Mousesports has got full control of this situation now. Carrigan alone on the A-bomb side, trying to buy himself some time with the incendiary. Double Molotov towards the quad, and Carrigan's getting tagged up through the door. He's fully flashed. He's not going to get anything done there. A little bit of damage done, but still not going to be good enough to hold off this attack.
So close, yet so far. When he put the damage in, but now it's getting closer. Carrigan, and when it rains, it pours. The crowd starts to roar as Carrigan steps back out as well. And it's 13 for FaZe.
Wasn't the cleanest of rounds or the most comfortable of setups, but somehow a flashbang was thrown at the ideal opportunity, and Carrigan finds himself a kill. Rain is able to back him up, and the push through the smoke is absolutely everything there. They haven't really posted around here in the last 5 or 6, but now find themselves at 13-11. Need to avoid that reset once again. It was the aggressive start that gave Mousesports the advantage, but the capitalization from Rain, he knew he had to do something there. Couldn't leave Carrigan out to drive. Be careful, Rain. You know they're going to spam you back. As the Molotovs come in, it's going to be another B-focused push. Flashbang comes in. Rob's looking towards the vents, but Rain's there. Carrigan trying to bite off maybe more than he can chew. Can he find both these kills? Perhaps he can. He takes down Sunny, and this is looking much better now for Faze, as nothing is fully flashed in towards those vents, but they'll still find a kill.
Gets one and gets away. Problem is that the bomb is with Sticko. He's still committed on to B. He's got to fall off of it. There's time to do so. 1:10. What's the next pick, though? Nothing's not willing to give up easily either. He's going to go back toward the vent, given that he's on top of the roof in mid, but he's found by Croman, who snuck through. Take that back. I was confused by the smoke as well. Nothing was in the corner, and Croman was just able to spot him from within checkers. So it wasn't a boost up, wasn't a rotate around, but it is Sticko left versus 3. And Carrigan has a perfect position to greet him. Oh, he oversteps it. And Guardian at least holds his composure, because another headshot, and that was around.
14-11. Plenty of cash for Mousesports, but that's 2 against them now. Carrigan, lovely work with the AK. I love the audacity just to keep going. After Rain got the first kill, I guess he was already Molotov out of defense, had to make something happen there. It was him versus Sunny. 1 versus 1. And he came out on top. AWP's out again in full force for Nico and Guardian. They do still have their main double orb set up. Mousesports certainly not with Oscar out of the picture. They're still in the grand final, though. This has been amazing. The last tail end of 2017, the beginning of this year, how many finals have these guys been in? It's unbelievable how they turn this team around. When Nico used to be in Mousesports, he used to get to playoffs occasionally off the back of his performances. But what Chris J has done with this particular lineup, it's absolutely brilliant. You have to say the turnaround in the last couple of years of this squad is just phenomenal.
Yeah, and sometimes it is proof that chemistry is everything, and you can have the best player or one of in the world in Nico, but if no one else is able to fire around him or make things work, then it kind of doesn't help the whole team. There has been other changes, don't get me wrong. Next, Speedy, Dennis, obviously it's a very different unit, but even still, they started to rise to form after everyone thought this is it, they're done when Nico left.
And I think this grand final goes to show you don't need players from the same country to be a decent squad. We got 2 fully international squads here. 8 different nations on the server right now in the grand final of a huge event, an Intel Grand Slam event here in Brazil. 4 versus 3 though for now. Chris J still on the orb, 40 seconds remaining. They're smoking towards A. That's all a bit of a ruse though. Sunny just trying to sell anything he can as they reposition back towards the B-bomb side. Oh my goodness, Rain, you're brave playing that spot against Chris. He'll be tagged up. I'll live to tell a tale. Goes to the headshot position, understandably so. Only wants to expose one part of his body, and that is the head. And he removes nothing. 2 players remain now. Time just running out second by second. But Sunny gets a kill back, but not for long. And Nico, he'll hold on towards the A side. Chris J knows he has to nail this shot. He'll get the bomb down by the looks of things. But Nico, he won't push in just yet. He knows he has to wait for his teammates. If he gives up a free kill here, there's still a chance the orb can clutch it out. We know Guardian has demonstrated some of that form. So has Nico in the first half. Chris J's got to find something phenomenal here to avoid map points.
He's swinging out. He's looked both ways just as they've moved, but he still has the angle. He's gotten Rain down, and Chris has it to a one-on-one against Carrigan. Carrigan has the M4. Chris has the angle. And Mousesports have 12.
There we go. It felt like an instant lock-in for Faze there. And that's why you've got to wait for everyone. You've got to attack him at the very same time. And unfortunately, he played it perfectly. Picks them off one by one. Let's try and work out where it began. He felt like Nico maybe did go in a little early there. Didn't have to be challenging so early on. His teammates are so far away, and it is 1 by 1 by 1. There you go. If they just waited, Nico could have been a lot more patient. That one held towards Highway and got him with a flashbang. It wasn't the case, and now Mousesports right back in it.
Chris to hold again after an incredible round. Mousesports within 2. Faze limited on weapons and would be broken at the end of this round. The same could be said for Mousesports. It's not like they've set up a massive economy for themselves, going to a one-on-one, having lost the 2 rounds prior. Nothing's going to hold off as Kerrigan, the only one up close, has the pistol. Wants information, and best case scenario, catches one off with the gun that in this version of the game, remember, without the patch, still does a one-shot headshot against helmets.
It does indeed. That was one of the big changes they made. This could be the swinging point. Kerrigan's going down here. Nothing will find him.
That was either just out of range or through the edge of the wall because he's on 4. There was definitely a dink there.
Yep.
Croman, meanwhile, just being able to spot Sticko. Can't. It's Nico that has to respond. And he does get Sticko through smoke right after he got nothing. He goes back out but couldn't find the third. He was desperately close to it. And he's going to be clever. Inside of the smoke, he's Houdini, but Chris J's a genie. He'll turn around, Nico down, Guardian versus 2. A WP as he tries to find the players in the site. Knows that one of them was planting, spotted the hand, but doesn't know where Rops is. Certainly has an idea when he looks back, but the flash timing is everything.
Chris J wins another 1v1 there, Matt. My God, that could be it now. They're going to have to take an eco here, Faze. 14-14, looking very likely. And he does it again. Guardian pushes through, finds a kill on highway, well reacted. Nico with 2 frags. If he gets that third at this point, that could have been the round, but it narrowly misses. And we get ourselves into a situation where on pistols once again. 11-0 down. And Mousesports looking to tie things up at 14-14. 1 CZ purchase and a tactical timeout coming in.
They'll need a timeout, certainly, as Mousesports have yet to take the lead in this game, but they've been closing it ever since they were down. You said it earlier, we mentioned it again if you just joined. 11-0 was the score for Faze. When was the last time you saw Faze give up a lead like that?
It's pretty unbelievable. The way they were playing as well, it just felt like a formality. We are just going into the second half. They closed it out straight away, but they've made some mistakes. They force sport? Are you joking? They had $2,000 per player. Wow. They would have got 2,400 each next round. They'd had M4s, first level Kevlar, smokes, flashbangs. They've gone for CZs here.
Playing for the win rather than overtime when you can get guns in the next round. Yeah, I don't know that I'm on board with.
They wouldn't even be overtime. They could still play for the win if they took an eco. It'd be 14-14.
Yeah, that's true. What am I saying? I was looking at the Faze side thinking it already was.
Yeah, this is such a bizarre call. All right, well, power to them if they win it, but this, for me, is not the correct way to play this situation. This could come back to haunt them. Lose this, it's pretty much going to be map point for Mousesports. They better hope these CZs provide the goods they're looking for. They could have had M4s for masses next round. Sure, not ideal, but much better than this. Here we go then.
Boost up in mid, crisscross smoke's already down. Guardian and Croman have both been flashed in toward A main. Sonny's the player that's above, nothing will work with him, he's dropped in. Sticko and Sonny find the kills. Guardian's gotta be aggressive with the CZ. But he's too slow getting in behind them, and that's gonna open up the site. They've also gone to the door behind him entirely, which means the site is open. Sticko's still looking around. Guardian's gone undetected. That's the one thing he's got going for him, but it's a 5 versus 2, and again, they did force buy on a pistol, fair enough. Doesn't have a smoke to cross over and get that AK, however, and they're certainly going to be staring in that direction.
Don't know why they force bought this one. It's going to come back and haunt them. Guardian will get another frag. Still not possible to win the round, but Brain looking to get an AK out of this. We'll see if it's possible. Not going to be the case. Guardian, you know exactly where he is. He's got 2 kills so far. And there it is. It's going to be the round in 14-14 for Mousesports. And then $2,400 coming in for Faze. So now they do have to play for overtime. So that really didn't pan out too well for them.
Going to do economic damage at this point for Guardian. You're right, yes, they have to play for overtime now. I don't get that call at all. But Mousesports are certainly happy with it. Speaking of turnarounds as well on the scoreboard, nothing. 13-21. He's had his ups and downs in this game. Started off very slowly, but Kerrigan as well is only on 13 on the other side of the top. It's 23 for Sticko.
Sticko's had a great game. He really has. Some amazing moments for him. And Chris J, certainly the MVP for me for them so far with those massive 3 versus 1 clutch. And have a 1v1 after that. And this should just be a gimme for them to find map point. 11-0 up. A team like Faze giving that sort of lead away is an absolute travesty. But well played to Mousesports. They really have been grinding as the girls come in for Robs again. Gets another spray down. Guardian will get a consolation frag here, but nothing they can do to win this round at this stage. It will be map point first for Mousesports. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Unbelievable given the circumstances. Nico's got other ideas. Death by 1,000 paper cuts towards Sunny. Chris will still hold. Nothing, just spinning, hoping that no one's going to be firing at him while he penetrates the bomb, but Nico and Guardian. And it's 15 rounds for Mousesports. Unbelievable. 11-0, and it's now Mousesports that have a chance to close this out. Nothing to get Guardian. And you get by getting Guardian either, mind you. It's not like they have anything, although Nico now has an AK, so this is worth pursuing. Bomb done. We've got a series.
I guess so. It really didn't look like one when we came onto cash here, especially after the first half. This is Faze. I'm sorry, they're playing themselves towards the end of this one. And Mousesports will capitalize on every mistake made. Nothing, getting back into now 14 frags. He's level with Sunny. The rough start for him. He was 0 and 8, I think, but doesn't matter anymore. They win the map. It's all forgotten and forgiven. Final round, number 30. Faze need overtime. They'll bring out the M4s. Will they go for the double orb setup, though? It's certainly available to them. Indeed. Oh, they actually won't. It's going to be the M4 for Nico at the end. Need to be for Guardian only. They do have a decent amount of utility, I guess. But can they hold their nerve for this final round and take us to overtime?
Mousesports with a double op setup T-side. Is there a gun juggle in this?
Almost certainly.
Got the money for it. Okay, there is another AK down ahead of them.
So the other AWP will probably hold B storage at the start, wait for a push. Then if there's nothing, he'll go back and pick up the other AK.
Drops already in B. The Estonian to hold the angle as they drop down, and he's got rain!
Through the smoke.
High chance of precipitation in that cloud. Looked like it wasn't even going to land, like it was slightly off target, but somehow he clips the edge of him. It must have just barely got the shoulder. Either way, it's a start that Mousesports would absolutely dream of, and they've got it. It's no damage taken, one man down already, and tons of time to figure out the map. Hold in mid for nothing. Crisscross smokes coming in. Bomb is in the hands of Sunny in that position as well. They'll throw it over for now as they want to try and enter. Counter flash from Guardian. AWP shot preemptively, but he's flashed off and has to go all the way back. He's not even going to try and hold from Z-Connector to see if he can spawn anyone getting inside of the vents. He just needs to get to B. Remember, that's where they lost Rain early. So Guardian arrived with Kerrigan already in. You're right. They already had the Molotov in place. There was nowhere for him to go. Nothing's got 2. And it's Croman and Nico, and they've got a long way to travel. Croman's at least toward tree, but Nico is just at middle now. What a turnaround from Mousesports after the way it fell apart on Inferno. And into the mentality. Oscar's definitely going to be sitting at home watching and loving it as well. Nico's gone, he's taken down, it's all on Sunny. They know he's in behind the garage as he fires back. Croman's tagged, 30 HP, tagged again as he falls off, and they're surrounding. What a turnaround, and the Faze crowd sounds like they've just earned some fans on the Mousesports side.
I'm speechless. I've never seen anything like it in a grand final. 11-0 up. Mousesports couldn't even find a frag in those first few 11 rounds, and somehow they give that one up. Some horrible financial decisions made there towards the end. And that's going to be the tilt set right back to Faze. After Inferno, we didn't think Mousesports could recover. But my God, did they. Even went down a huge amount and still turned it around. I don't know how Faze give that one up. Look at the highlights. The majority of Faze players in the first half, the things they were doing were just unbelievable. As soon as Chris J won that 1-3 in the second half, they just couldn't recover from it. Very similar storylines to the first map. And remember, they are playing with stand-ins here. Mistakes will be made, but we've had some catastrophes here on Cash. And there we have it. It's 1-1 a map.
Well, mistakes will be made, but entire maps slipping away in a complete landslide, that's remarkable. And time to see what the mentality's like on the Faze side. Time to see if Carrigan can rally the troops. We're going to take another break, join the desk. We'll be back for map 3.
Incendiary out.
Did I seriously get that dude in smoke?
Yo!
Oh my.
Game, record, and stream without compromise. An Intel Core i7.
I've been there since the beginning. Every map, every frag, every moment. I run, but I never hide. With knowledge comes power, and power is to be wielded wisely. Which is why, as the expert, I bet with Betway. If you know CSGO, then you'll know the best way to bet on esports is with Betway, for the love of the game.
ESL 1 Belo Horizonte is brought to you in part by Intel, Alienware, DHL, Logitech G, Betway, and PaySafeCard.
The response from Mousesports goes to 1-1 in a best of 5. We do get to see FaZe Clan falter after what looked to be a secure second map for them on their third pursuit of those 3 maps needed. It is a best of 5 here in Belo Horizonte, and I am here to break it down with my analysts. 16-14 in favor of Mouse. How do you make sense of that one? Chad, you're shaking your head. You said it was going to be messy. You said we were expecting mistakes. But I really am struggling to comprehend this in the same way Henry was while watching it.
After Chris J shot Stico in the back of the head on Inferno, they lost 27 rounds and they only responded with 1 within that 27. At that point, I was like, well, pack her up, boys, production. I'll help you guys get the cable.
I was already planning on when do I want to pack? What do I want to pack? I was kind of going through the thought process.
Pack after party, the
usual question.
But let's be honest, that's a very impressive comeback. I think both teams had, look, it goes without saying, both teams had very good T-sides, but that was from staying in control of the economy, right?
Yeah.
You get to the tail end of that game, and that's where the big blunders come in from FaZe. Sure, they had that loss bonus streak slowly building towards the very dire moments of that match, and they went with the force buy with the CZs and Arm, and that's all they could really get and scrap together. If they had taken a save there, they would have been able to get another gun round on the board. Their loss bonus, even if they won, that would have been maxing out at that point, and they could have continued to have, Famises with a little bit of utility, maybe the M4 just with armor, but it still would have been better buys than that CZ force, which just felt very strange in that game, and a misstep from Carrigan for sure.
I can paint it in another light because I actually think FaZe is pretty lucky overall to have even been in this game down the stretch. If you just look at this one stat, which is a critical stat on pretty much every map, but especially on something like Cash, Mousesports had won 24 opening duels in that map. Like, they was 24-6 in opening fights. That's an incredible advantage to have, especially when you consider the economic decision late in the game, but just economic struggles throughout that second half for FaZe overall. And they got bailed out in the first half by a lot of these clutches we're seeing now. Nico had a really good performance. Guardian and him won that, 2 versus 3 or 2 versus 4 in open space. Chris J as well wins a 1 versus 3. So you're seeing a lot of miscommunication, a lot of disconnect on the retakes for both of these teams, which shouldn't be too surprising considering the stand-in factor. That's where most of these kind of issues come into play.
And while we're on the conversation and talking about Nico, why don't we go ahead and hear from him. He's going to be on the back of what was a surprising loss here at the analyst desk. We do have him standing by with Trace though.
Thank you very much, Alex. Yes, I am standing here with Nico, and I really kind of have to ask, that was a rough one. Looked like it was going your way. What happened, man?
Yeah, I think we've been up 11-0, then we kind of maybe relaxed a bit, and then they started coming back. As soon as we lost the pistol on the CT, we kind of knew that we have to step up, and we kind of did, and then we lost this 1-on-3 clutch against Chris J, which kind of dragged us down. And they played good, and we played a bit worse than in first half, and that's the result.
I mean, is it extremely draining on you guys? I mean, coming back from such a deficit. No, we're just going to reset, and we are going to go into the next map just like we did at the start of the cache. So one question on my mind, and I'm sure the analysts have the same one here. 13-14, you guys force up. Talk to me about the decision making.
Yeah, I called the timeout that round, and that was my call to force because the two previous rounds, they survived with one guy. And I kind of felt like if we win that round, they have 0 cash, so that's why I wanted to force. And I told the guys, we can force, and if we win, we're going to win the game 100%. And if we lose that force buy, we're going to still have the buy on their match point of 15-14. So that was my reason behind buying that round.
Makes sense to me. The math checks out. Look, man, we're going to get away from cash. Put it in the books. Let's talk about Train.
Yeah, Train looked like a really good map for Mousesports this event, but I think that we have one of the strongest city sides, and we are ready to take them on this map.
Well, I'm going to let you get to it, man. Good luck, best wishes, and happy hunting. Alex, let's go to Train.
That's the plan. Thank you so much. Stunner there with Nico, just giving us a couple of moments of his time. Jason, what do you make of his explanation on that buy? You were actually just both talking about it. He's giving you a bit more of his perspective. What do you make of it now?
No, I mean, it makes sense, right? I think the scary thing from our point of view is that juncture in the game, if you don't win that, then all of a sudden you're giving them the chance. Then you're fighting for overtime, right? And that's kind of where it's worrying. But obviously that logic works out, and we've seen it play out a number of times, and it's one of those decisions where if you get it wrong the way they did, you're going to get criticized. criticized. And if it goes right, then fair play. I mean, nicely done. We'll probably still criticize and question the decision making, but give you some props as well.
What's wrong, Chad?
Well, it's just a risk either way, right?
Yes.
So you're kind of doomed if you do, doomed if you don't kind of situation. But like, I think we're just witnessing, high-level fundamentals sprinkled, with a little bit of chaos, and then topped off with the world-class plays, the clutches that we're seeing, right?
So it was Guardian? No, who was it for map 1? That was Chris J with the 1v1. What was the influential round?
It was Chris J losing the 1v1 to Kerrigan.
That was it?
Yeah.
Yep.
We had a bigger clutch than that.
Well, he TK'd in the back.
Oh, he TK'd, thank you.
And that's
so
where everything
right.
kind
and
of
everything just fell apart for Mousesports. And then we had Chris J win a 1-on-3 here on Cash, and Faze fall apart and dilapidated.
We have to mention as well that one of the biggest influential players that Mousesports had in that, because he doesn't get enough attention sometimes, and I want to give him the shout out, is Stico. For a large portion of that game, he was the best performing player on Mousesports when none of the other stars were kind of stepping up to the plate. He was the one who just kind of barely held him above water. And then it's when Chris J took over. Then when Rops kind of clicked in as well. You need your players who are sometimes a little bit more quiet, the more passive, the more supportive, the less statistical players. Every once in a while, they're going to have to step up and do something like that. And Stico really, really delivered for the
I was very surprised, and of course pleasantly surprised, when I looked at the scoreboard. I think it was halfway through the game, and I could see 22 next to Stico's name. Ends on 24, and he really did kind of keep the Mousesports side grounded. You can see it's not necessarily always with the best weaponry either.
Yeah, look, he's normally the support player for this team when Oscar's within the roster, right? He's doing a lot of the grunt work, throwing a lot of flashes, playing a lot of the undesirable positions. Now that Jordan's there and roles have kind of been shifted, and it's more like a pug environment, let's be honest. They're calling on the fly. They're doing a lot of things just from a few days practice. Everybody is going to have opportunities to find more frags because you're playing in a different kind of environment. You're playing in different positions where, look, different things can happen.
Yeah, and different things did happen. Now, I'm looking at the Mousesports train that Nico's talking about. Of course, we saw it versus SK. It was a 16-12. I was just trying to get my head around it. Yep. This is the most played map you were telling us in the pre-match for Mousesports.
Out of their 6 games coming into this series, this is the most played. Right?
Yeah.
So 3 times, and they've looked really good on it.
So with that said, Nico's also praising their CT side. It's going to be interesting to see how they intersect.
So with Chroman as well, just so everybody can, put a bit of context in this, they've only played this map once at ECS against Australis, and they lost 16.
There are 4 players that have played it as a team
exactly, right? So. But it becomes very difficult when you have to look at the context. But if you look at this team and how Chroman's going to fit into it,
Incendiary out.
Did I seriously get that dude in smoke?
Yo.
Game, record, and stream without compromise. An Intel Core i7.
I've been there since the beginning. Every map, every frag, every moment. I run, but I never hide. With knowledge comes power, and power is to be wielded wisely. Which is why, as the expert, I bet with Betway. If you know CSGO, then you'll know the best way to bet on esports is with Betway, for the love of the game.
ESL 1 Belo Horizonte is brought to you in part by Intel, Alienware, DHL, Logitech G, Betway, and PaySafeCard.
Well, we'll change things up. We'll get things rolling. We go to train. It's Faze and Mouse. It's map 3 in a 1-1 series. The horn sounds, and Faze Clan will start out on defense first. This is the map Mouse played the most in this tournament. 3 games on it with nothing. So they'll be first, but Faze Clan are pretty good on it as well.
Should be an excellent game here. Third map with the best of 5. T-side starts, and utility already deployed by Mousesports. That smoke towards Ivy. Segregates Nico from his teammates, and he needs to find headshots here. They really did drop the ball on that last game. 11-0 lead, and it fell apart. Guardian opened things up here as the bomb gets ever closer towards the site. Chris J in response, and Guardian keeps on finding headshots.
Chris still looking for more. Didn't get Rain. He's going to swing out and hold off Z Connector. They need to buy some space to get the bomb down. Drive-by shooting. Chris does the damage. Stico slams it home, alley-oop style. Guardian comes back in, though. He gets tagged up. They still know they're on the train. They still know where they are, but they have to win the fights, and it's on to Croman. Stand in versus 2. Bomb's still not planted because they don't have any information as to his whereabouts, and they may, and smartly, run this to B, expecting that he's got to be in rotation, and if he's not, they'll run directly into him, expecting that they're going to plant on A.
He's the inside player as well, so that was a brave call to make, but one that's working out very nicely for them. Croman has got the smoke and diffuse gear here, but Chris J and Sticker have such a massive advantage. He has zero information as to where they could be. Sticko just needs to get the intel here. Doesn't have to challenge him. I think he might have spotted him there. Maybe not quite. Making some noise now, but now just trying to stay alive. As you can see, running that clock down, but got himself in an awkward position, but not an awkward shot at all. Completely removes Croman there. He had a fantastic performance on Cash, and Sticko continues that good form. Finishing things off with 2 kills in total. Chris J with 3. Great pistol from Mousesports. Smoke towards the Ivy. It's a very common position for CTs to push on the initial pistol round, looking for that information. If you smoke it off, it means the players playing towards that bomb site, maybe towards Hell, will be segregated from their teammates. And Nico, he managed to get some damage inflicted, but not many frags. It was Guardian finding the headshots. It wasn't quite enough. There is going to be a force buy here from Guardian again, and Rain looking things up with that CZ. Can he find anything more? Better believe he can. As he gets 2 with the CZ, Chris J will answer back from the main entrance, but still 4 versus 3 in favor of a force ball Phase.
Bomb's going to work over toward the B site. Croman still waiting inside of the bomb train. He's got his teammates working that direction now. The AK for Rain becomes a problem with 2 scouts to soften everybody up. Croman's done damage as well. Robs! He falls to his death because of that damage. Croman effectively just got a kill, which now makes it 4 versus 2. And Sticko has to work with Chris, who's going to bypass bomb entry and go down the lane, but in doing so gets tagged to 7, and it's a great comeback from Croman.
Oh yes, couldn't win out that 1 versus 2, but essentially finds 3 kills there. Rob's dropping down from up, usually such a promising position for him. Actually leads him to his death, but it was all down to Rain at the very start, ducking and weaving through the E-box, trying to dodge the flashbangs. He gets 2 frags, funnels them towards inside, and Croman does the rest. Great round from Faze, good bounce back, but a force buy, of course, from Mousesports here. Bomb was not planted in the last round. They'll have Deagles, PD-50s, and a CZ. Very little in terms of utility. So difficult to make these rounds work. They've had a few basic smokes. In terms of their setup, is looking quite default for now. 2 towards Pop Dog, 1 a main entrance, and a couple just holding in T-spawn, maybe waiting to use that single smoke they've got. Sunny has got one of the most deadly Deagles in Europe, so watch out for that. As Rain will be in the open for now. Needs to be careful. CZs and Deagles can remove him very quickly.
Sunny wants to work back in from A main with the Deagle in hand. So no bomb plant even in the last round, having gone down to that force buy. Leaves them with even less of what they could have responded with. If it was a defuse, you might have predicted some AKs to have been brought out as Sunny starts to work out of A main. He's got fire at his feet. He's going to fall away from it. Sticko gets Rain at least to start it off in favor, in terms of kills, in favor of Mousesports. As Guardian still stays on top of the bomb train, Deagle in hand. Nico instead, though, comes around and finds the shot in the AK. He's taking a significant amount of damage in doing so. Chris! He was amazing last map, seemingly wants to do it again this time. He's overstepped the mark, has he? I thought surely Nico would find the angle, just barely gets there in the end. It's nothing the last alive, and no one anymore. 2-1 for Faze.
Well played. Got a bit dicey there with the Deagle pick, so like we said, Mousesports will always be competitive in those sort of rounds. Sticko continues to find frags here. CZ working out quite nicely for him. Chris J, that wasn't bad at all. Nice little shot there towards the side alley. But now we presume will be the full eco from Mousesports here. Just Glocks. Not a single dollar invested. Yes, indeed, I can confirm that now. And they'll probably just rush inside, try and trade out one kill and get that bomb down. Inside is the best position to do that. Usually just one player. Guardian, though, is going to be joining Crowman as he goes for the ace. Good for 3, and that will be the round. Probably no plant now. That one trade doesn't work out too well if you've already lost 3 and you're nowhere near the sights.
Kerrigan still working back up on top of the train, but it's Nico down below at Pop Dog that really becomes the linchpin in the round. If they can get him down, there's a chance they can run it past Kerrigan and try and get a plant. There they go. Flash is perfect. This opens up a possibility because they get an AK and they barely lost any HP. In fact, they're going to go back. Whoa, Rops got away. Sticko barely does. The nade comes in.
Rops loves the upper platform. Will he head there again? It looks like the answer may indeed be yes. AK in hand. Kerrigan just trying to lock them in towards inside. He pushes towards that main entrance. 3 versus 2. Going for the boost here, hoping they can find a single player. In transition between the connector. Just looking for intel towards that lower ramp. Nothing there yet, but they've still got 40 seconds. Might as well see if it yields any sort of success. They do get that kill. It's a real chance they can win the round. So Rops will be willing to wait maybe another 15 seconds here just to see what's available to him. We'll go down now. 30 seconds at this point. They have got, almost nothing. I thought it was almost a flashbang available, but not quite. And they'll be smoked off. That pretty much means the round is not winnable now. You see the look on Sticko's face. Pretty much confirms it. Rain was placed in front of the smoke. Nice positioning. Well read. Closed it out efficiently there. That was the full eco though. So 2 kills coming in, still pretty good, all things considered. Mousesports is taking money out of the pockets of Faze there. Double AWP set up for the first time now. 3-1.
It's 3-1, we're on round 5, and there's 3 players that still don't have any kills on Mousesports' side. That said, they have 10 kills. Chris with 6 and Sicko with 4. Nobody else has gotten any. It's a bit of an odd one when you see the scoreboard. And the reason I was looking at that is just to mention something that Peter from HLTV brought up. We've yet to have our stars lead the way. Kerrigan top fragged in the first map. Sticko did in the second.
That's kind of funny, isn't it? Well, there we go. It's always going to be a weird game. Remember, we've got stand-ins on either side. The map pool is obviously going to be affected in a best of 5. Play maps not necessarily comfortable with or played a lot with the stand-in. So some anomalies are bound to take place. Round 5 here. AKs are out. No all for Chris J. It's been such a fantastic weapon for him so far. Galil in the hands of Kerrigan. Might as well use it. It's the weaker rifle on the T side. It's $2,000, but still used in the right hands can be very effective. As the shots come through from Guardian, just firing off towards the Pop Dog here. Molotov in towards Ivy. Kerrigan responds with an incendiary, and that will push Chris J back towards main entrance by the looks of things.
Guardian still jumping around back toward the old bomb. Nico comes around. Preemptive shots toward A main. It looked like he was firing at his teammate. It was actually at the wall. Speaking of teammates, though, nothing taking down Kerrigan. I don't know why that's related to teammates, but it's a kill for nothing. So Mousesports with the early lead in the round. I say early, there's only 36 seconds left, but they have a 5 versus 4 to work with, and inside of the brown halls, they'll start to gather. Croman again, the only one inside of the site. Nothing's going to lurk late. Watch for him to rotate back tracks when they start to converge and shut down, or try and shut down the B side, I should say, because Sticko's already pushed up. He's playing an incredibly good series.
Yeah, he really is. Nice play. As soon as you get the opening the inside site, you can't just rest on your laurels and sit by the bomb site. You want to push down, get stuck in towards CT spawn in that connector, the upper ramp, and stop anyone rotating in from inside. That's perfect from Sticko. He knew what he had to do. He had time to make those plays, hit the first kill on Croman, and then completely shuts down Nico at that secondary AWP. No choice but to save now, as Faze will hold on to AWP and an AK-47 for Rain. Definitely valuable at this point.
Guardian still trying to hold off in spawn. AWP.
Oh, he's done for.
He's absolutely done for. Sunny finds the kill instead. And just Rain to survive makes it now 2 rounds for Mousesports and a lot of guns gone. Not a lot of money to force around with. Kerrigan has enough. He'll bring out the AWP. The rest are going to be limited to M4s or SMGs if they want utility.
Indeed. Mousesports, though, won the pistol, lost 3. Next gun round is theirs. CZ for Carrigan, MP9 for Croman. You see, but a selfless in-game leader, Carrigan, making sure his star players have the weapons they need. Chris J, though, takes down the A entrance trap, goes down. Rain was ready and waiting, and a missed shot is all he needs to capitalize upon. Early pick, and they might be able to recover that offense. Nothing will try and deny that prospect. Flash is going in, and Carrigan surely wants it, but they know they have to be patient here. They can't just run blindly in towards the entrance and try and steal the weapon away. If nothing could somehow grab it and juggle it back, that'd be great, but you can see it just looks so difficult to do that. Good smoke, though. Is that the play he's going to make? Indeed it is. Get rid of it.
So behind the E-box, Nico has to play off of Rain. Meanwhile, back out toward Ivy. It's Sunny. They'll take down Kerrigan again, so that pulls back to a 4 versus 4 with Chris's absence. It's nothing that's on the AWP. Sticko, smoke. Started the fade perhaps sooner than Nico would have expected. Gets caught off by it, and Rain strikes back, but it's Rops. It's all over the map. It's every side. It's every facet. But it is the kill advantage to Mousesports.
Certainly is. Sunny's coming in with the long rotation with the bomb. It'll take him a whole minute to get there, but Guardian, you can see the incandescence of the flames there is blocking his vision as he looks for the next pick. Surely Sticko will offer himself up. And he'd be extremely careful here, but maybe he's ready to fight. This guy is playing out of his mind right now. It's one of the best Sticko performances we've seen in some time. Amazing scenes from him. 2 frags in the round, top fragging again on 8 kills, and now Rain. Surely no chance as Ross finishes things off. That should be the money gone now. That was a difficult round for Faze with the MP9, the CZ. Mousesports, I think it's safe to say, stole cash away. 11-0 down, and they come back to win it. That's insane.
Yes, unbelievable. And it changes everything in this series because it was them that fell apart on Inferno. We mentioned it enough times. But that was Faze running away, which normally when they get that chance, they do go all the way to the finish line. And it was mentally exhausting for Mousesports. They managed to pull it off, and now it's completely opposite story.
Indeed. Full eco pretty much for Faze here. I think they got 1 P250 in the hands of Rain. That's about it. He'll be the one to push him towards main entrance. Not wasting any time at all, is he? Trying to get through towards T-spawn. Made a lot of noise. I'm pretty sure they would have heard him. Indeed, they did. Chris J with Sunny, seeing if he commits as his teammates get towards inside. Croman won't really have much to say about this one. I take it back. He does get a nice kill, but that should be it. Rops will take him down. Decent attempt there by Carrigan. Even better with Nico's USP kill. Still a slight chance here for Faze, but you feel like this orb shot's going to connect the next time Chris J fires. Gives the bomb up and lets them out.
Sunny's still trying to spot. Gets dinked up. Nico with a very, very slight chance to win this now as Rain is gone and he's only got the pistol. I would say the chance is non-existent. He'll get found and taken down by Chris. Mousesports pull back the lead. We go 4-3.
4-3. And there is enough to buy again on the Faze side. Guardian gets that AWP out, but this is getting worrying now. Mousesports and the T side looking comfortable. Chris J hitting some wonderful shots with that AWP as well. Guardian still top fragging on 6 for Faze. Chris J on 8 now, joins Sticko in that department. There you go. You can see on your screens right now. You don't need me to tell you. Round 8, and in terms of the compromises for Faze, only 1 kit. Guardian no utility whatsoever. It's pretty bare bones in that department all across the board, really. Sunny will flash out after Molotoving behind the blue train. Nico on top of green as Robs does great work always from that upper ramp. And Guardian, he'll be taken down. That was great from Chris J. Knowing he just fired a shot, he's got a split second to get in position and catch him on the bounce. 4-3, and Chris J just doesn't seem to want to miss today.
Kerrigan, meanwhile, is pushed all the way back to spawn. He's got no choice. He may even just be trying to get out at this point in time. He's holding choke points. Bomb has been planted for quite some time. It's Nico that's to be found first, and Sunny, great response considering Nico fired the shot early. He gets away with the kill, 25 HP, and if Kerrigan goes down, we're going to be hitting the 4th round loss bonus. That's about all the money they're going to have, so 2,900 just above, maybe into, I think, yeah, 30-50 will be the most, and that's going to be for Rain. So they're going to have to sit back with pistols. They can half buy, if you will.
You are absolutely right. Loss bonus racking up. They can definitely get some pistols out, but this is looking quite worrying completely now for FaZe. We'll see what they can do. CZ's armor. Chris J, like I said, as soon as Guardian took that first shot on Robs, Chris J pounces at the opportunity to find kills with the AWP. He's looking at the sharpest AWP on the server right now in the last few rounds. Can he continue it though? Can he hold Guardian at bay? ED50 CZs, no armor or nades. I'm surprised at that, to be honest. I thought they would maybe invest a little bit more, but I guess they are on the CT side. They've got about $2,500 per player. They get 34 each in the next round. So just PD50 to CZs, but the kills ringing true for Mousesports as they open things up with now 3.
Sticko on to Kerrigan, Croman and Rain are the 2 we sit and wait for at this point, really. Because this round looking very likely to be a 6th for Mousesports. Sticko will jump across at Z Connector, still searching out B site. Rain's made a little bit of noise, gets closer to him, and Sticko is able to use his ears to find the angle and get the shot and turn. It's Croman.
Not really much he can do with this one. Waits above the pop dog. No reason to chase him. You know they haven't saved any weapons. They haven't found a kill. At best, he's got a CZ. You've got the AK to lose and potentially give up to him. So no reason to even go hunting. Just make sure you all survive at this point. Use the buddy system. Hold hands. Robs, you're not listening. You're the youngest one. You need an adult with you. Luckily, they take
Never go home alone. Nothing. Yeah, gets it back.
Well, there it is. I assume the double orbs will come out again for FaZe here. Indeed, they do. Guardian and Nico once again. Kerrigan 1 and 7, Nico 4 and 8. It can be difficult to find the mental fortitude to come back from that crushing defeat. To be fair, Nico did a little interview after that second map. I'm surprised he would. I thought he'd be storming off outside, but he seemed quite calm. So maybe they're fine. It's just a very good game for Mousesports so far. We've got 5 rounds in a row on the T side. And now, important round here. FaZe really need to start waking up. Managed to win the second round force buy, but haven't really posted much in terms of actual gun rounds. Here we go then. If you're not aware, it's a best of 5, currently splitting 1 map apiece, and this is looking likely to be an inside execute. I'm looking at Guardian's POV right now. He's reading it quite well. He's actually rotating in towards the connector, backing up Croman, knowing this is a possibility. Maybe aware of some of the tendencies of Mousesports, but all 5 players here, they will commit as the flashbangs and smokes come through, and Croman needs to be careful as he eats the flash.
Flash off, Croman has to hold. He's got out from behind the spool. They've already gone by, but he's got the bomb. That's the one you'd want. If you could only have one, that's the one you need because it's going to pull them back. It certainly segregates the take. Behind the smoke, though, Sunny's going to hold, and Kerrigan firing or rather throwing a Molotov above him. He's perfectly weighted and knows that he's there. Gets him as he runs back. Perfectly played as well. And it's Nico left in 4th. Mousesports looking for a seventh straight round. Take that back, excuse me. It was Pistol and then a Nico, so it will still be a 6th, but nonetheless impressive.
On the T side map, if you get 6 rounds in a row, you're doing something very, very good indeed. So there we go, the inside execution. A little bit dicey. Croman got a nice pick, like you said, the bomb going down, but Sunny's play there. We discussed it before. You always want to push down towards those smokes, towards that connector, and the CTs have no choice. If you're smoking that consistently, smoke after smoke, they have to push through eventually if the bomb's planted. Sunny, aware of that, finds the first, spins round, catches Kerrigan coming out, and only 1 player survives for FaZe. That's the AWP. They can purchase a little bit around that, but 7-3 now. Not a complete disaster just yet. FaZe can still come back and win the half, but it seems like a tall order at this point. Rain, after such a crazy start, getting those CZ frags, sits on 6 kills right now, just above Kerrigan. Scout coming out for Rain here. I haven't ever seen him really ever use an AWP or a Scout. Let's see what he's got. Certainly one of the most profound aimers we've got in the game. And Nico, saying can be said for him as he takes down Sticko with a close-range AWP shot.
Rob's trying desperately to find inside of the smoke anyone to fire at. Sunny's gotten Rain back. To be fair, Sunny stepped up late in the second game, or the second portion of the second map, but he was slow at the very start of that, so it's good to see him starting to have some very good impact frags, getting on the board and getting his confidence built up. Rops, meanwhile, will take down Nico. It leaves us with a Scout, a Deagle, a CZ to try and hold off the site at 7-3. Mousesports are certainly all over A. Guardian's got a bit of smoke, so too does Kerrigan to work with. Through the smoke, he won't find anything. In fact, he'll find nothing as he gets killed by him in the AK. Rops turning around, nearly gets the shot to Guardian, who desperately wants an AWP. Now, even to run away with that is going to be difficult, but he's quick and he knows the angle is there. He tries to go for the fight, and Rops says, thank you very much, we'll take that back. 8-3 indeed.
Good to see Robs back. Had a tough series so far, but he looks great here on Train. Had some good rounds of cash as well. But this is normally his stomping ground. I really enjoy watching his T-side on Train. So confident. He's an old head on young shoulders. Round 12 coming in. AWP for Guardian once more. Nico keeps behind the AWP map up. His top fragging, I guess. It just feels like the double AWP setup really hasn't worked out for them at all. Maybe need a little bit more mobility with the M4 of his. But they'll keep applying the pressure with it. Almost no utility for Guardian again. He says one flash. The rest of them, though, pretty well equipped. They still have the maximum loss bonus, of course, with an eco in the previous. It is a tactical timeout now. Lord knows they need it. That's Chris J on 13 frags with the tippity top of the T side. Sticko 10, Robs 10. They're looking like a great unit so far. There's Robs. Finds kill after kill. It might be that inside play again. I can't see them focusing towards the inside halls. All 5 players there. Trying to bully the fact that Croman will be the solo anchor at the start of each round. The Guardian's there once again, but they've got his number as well.
Double op though. We'll see if Nico can make it work. Rops has already cleared to the corner. Croman, you're right, is forced off of it with an M4, so not one of the AWPs to watch the upper side. In fact, Guardian's down below. Nico's aggressive toward A main with his, but it's B that's going to be the attack, and Guardian that's already being forced off position by smokes, by Molotovs, by pretty much everything, and it's a great entry. A flawless entry as nothing confirms that by taking down Croman. They've yet to lose any HP, and the bomb to be planted. Sunny goes aggressive once more. Molotov towards CT connector, and he can hold with the gun toward the door at Z. In fact, he's going to get flashed through, and he somehow turns around to find way to the pistol. Down goes Nico. What a round, and what a game Sunny is certainly starting to have as Kerrigan is desperate to do something. It's been a complete shutout. T-side Mousesports, we said this, with nothing, this is the map they've played the most in this event. This is the 4th time they've played it, and it's looking like it's going to be a rather triumphant 4th at this rate.
That's so sick. Sunny's making them look like amateurs right now. Pushing that smoke, 180, pistol them. Kerrigan can't get his second frag. You can see the frustration on his camera there. He really wasn't having a good time. This was so brilliant. Rain didn't see him coming through, then the P250 punished. Oh, wow, that's so good. So good. And it's another eco for Faze. They're falling apart here on Train. Round 13 coming through. CZ's Deagles, that's all they can bring to the table. And the first shot comes in. Chris J, I don't think he's missed many in this particular map. Brilliant performance by him as well.
Chris. Sliver. He's trying to fire at toward the hitch, but he has to be somewhat cautious of rain. Never mind. No, he doesn't. Sticko apparently has an umbrella for him as he catches him working up the train toward A main, and now he'll start to work out Pop Dog. Kerrigan tapping, makes it work, fair enough, but consolation prize for Kerrigan at this point to get his second kill. And that is all because it's now 10-3 for Mousesports, and 9 in a row. Remember, I got that wrong last time. They won the pistol and then lost the eco. If not for that eco and then 2 rounds in which they didn't have weapons, Faze could be on 0 right now. This is almost the same as Cash.
They haven't got a single gun round. That's quite a scary prospect. Well, there you have it. It will be double digits on the T side. This is almost a death sentence for Faze. They'll go for the double ops again, Matt. They are being quite stubborn with that. It hasn't posted them a single round victory. You're getting executed on inside every round, and you keep buying double ops. That doesn't make sense to me. It's not adding up. Luckily, though, Nico is at least changing things. This is him going towards up, pays the price of standing in the Molotov. But that's what will happen every single round. Tees will Molotov that, but Robs doesn't anticipate him to come back. Better from Nico, making that double orc more efficient, not just sitting back and getting smoked and executed on, actually finding that first kill. That's actually quite promising now.
Chris still holding with the AWP out toward Ivy. He's been very consistent in this series, and having in-game leading duties and taking over on the AWP in Oscar's absence. If he continues to play like this throughout the final, if they're able to hoist the trophy, you got to wonder if he's MVP candidate early on. Sonny, Sticko, Rops, they've all had their moments. Op goes back the other way, 1-1 in terms of kills. Still, there's 2 on the other side to go against Guardian and Nico, and then the 2 M4s of Rain and Chroman. But Guardian is looking backwards, if you will. He's opened in the yard, but watching toward Ivy, as Rain is tasked instead with holding the top of the wall at A main, and he will get Chris J down. He'll trade his angle, but it's Nico that's actually killed him by mistake. Rain at least makes up for it and gets Sticko, but Nico killing Guardian means one of the ops is down, and we're in a 2 versus 2. I think that came from Zeke and Hector when he worked back out. He was trying to get a shot toward the front of the site, and look at Sonny sneaking in behind. Now Nico's going to feel the pressure, having his mistake haunt them in return. It's Chroman, the Scarecrow, who's got to go back in and find Sonny.
Oh, he can rush it down.
Yeah, he can. 4 seconds, he has to plant the ball. Nothing's off it. He doesn't have to take the fight, but he's still going to win it.
Well, there we go. First gun round picked up a Faze. It really was not pretty. I did say that double orb setup really isn't working for me. Nico blows off the head of his own teammate. He did get the opening frag, so credit where credit's due. He actually took down his fellow sniper Guardian. I didn't see it from his POV, so I won't give judgment until we see that particular play. Chroman, though, outdoes nothing there. It was a difficult situation for him, considering he had no chance, but there's a nice play. Guardian tags up Sonny after throwing the grenade. They've got another lead here. 10-5 could be happening.
Chris trying to wait out by E-Box, still holding with that AWP as Rain is on the other side of it. He'll start to go, scoped in. Ooh, he's got the aim preset toward Kerrigan, but looked away. Didn't get the aim right when he snapped back, and that gives Nico a chance to take him down. 2 misses is too much. And 2 misses and 2 men down. It might be around again for FaZe, having finally gotten their 4th. They could get to 10-5. It's certainly a workable scoreline. Rops, meanwhile, has gotten Guardian and working up the upper side of the B site. He gets Chroman before being traded. Nothing's gotten Kerrigan, though, but watch outside. Nico down. Nothing's going back for the bomb. A minute to work with, and he's still got his teammate in Sticko to play.
Here we go, then. Up to Rain. 2 versus 1. Here have a bit of information as to where they are, but it's almost useless at this point. It's been about 15 seconds. They could be anywhere. He heads towards the pop dog, and they could plant for him here. If the timing works out, which it does, he'll find the first, takes down nothing. They went for the default plant. It comes back to haunt them. Didn't have to rush that. Could have gone for a safe plant, knowing they had no real intel. Pop flash comes out. Rain wants to push forward. The good smoke from Sticko buys him a little bit of time here. Oh my goodness, I didn't think that was going to connect. It's the spray he controls, and they go 11-4. What a fantastic half from Mousesports there. FaZe just couldn't get it together. 1 gun round map, that's all they really got. They lost the pistol, won out the second round force buy, negated the force buy of Mousesports in that next round, and then a full eco. They got 1 gun round, which was scrappy at best.
The interesting aspect of this is that despite so many players staying alive in a number of rounds, the rounds that they have picked up on the on the FaZe side have been so close that the frags are fairly even. 15, 13, 13, 11, 9 on the Mousesports side. 10, 8, 8, 8. But then it's Kerrigan with only 2. And FaZe Clan now find themselves in a hole and needing a pistol. Remember, they did not win the pistol, they won the eco, so they're proficient with the weapons, but they haven't had the success that they need. Train, T-side, Guardian's got to get going on that op as well.
Well, if 11-4 showed us anything,
that's true, nothing is safe.
It can come back at any time, so we'll see. Problem is, it was 11-4 on the T side of Train. That normally suggests it's over, but never discount FaZe in these sort of situations. They are an incredibly good, tenacious team. I'm sure they can find what it takes to get back into this, but maybe Chris J is going to lock the door. Nice headshot from him, but Nico is coming back fast with that clock. Looks like a second frag for him, absolutely. And now it's a 3 versus 4 as they head back to inside. Quickly as well. No one there on the CT forces. Quick rotation from Sticko. I don't think he'll be there in time.
1-man advantage, though, for FaZe, and to get that bomb plant down, Rain's going to take out Chris J. Sonny and Sticko. One more well off than the other. Sonny's got the armor with the 7 HP. Sticko's got the kit and 100 to work with. He's going to work up Tanker. Very narrow alley as he's on the ledge as well. The small curve that gave him a bit of a headshot angle toward Croman, but he could not connect. Sonny running by, he thinks, I'll probably just save the armor at this point. The problem is, with 7 HP, running into anyone is a certain death, and Kerrigan is already on the hunt towards CT, and so too is Croman. They may not find him. He has stayed behind the truck, but I think Kerrigan's going to spot him. He'll check that corner. He knows he's got to check it. Oh, I say that. Surely I thought he was going to check into it. Either way, they'll get him down. So no armor saved over, and Faze do get their 5th.
Kerrigan's having a rough time out there, 2 and 14. He's hoping to pick up the last frag, give him a bit of confidence, but goes down. Cost him some cash. The armor taken away from him. He'll go over the UMP in the next round. 11-5, just what Faze needed though. Surprisingly, Mousesports force buying in the second round. A big advocate for just getting upgraded pistols, no armor, to save yourself some cash when you've got leads like this. 5-7 for Rops. We saw him do something remarkable when inside. Earlier in the tournament, 4 kills with the 5-7. A weapon I'm sure we'll see more of as the months roll by with the new update coming in. Guardian waits at the lower ramp right now. Round 17. They do have 3 AKs, 1 Galil. Only a single SMG here. So, lots of firepower. That means there's a chance it could be offered over. Nothing. PT50 currently holds in the Pop Dog room, the only player outside. It's a full inside stack here, Matt. And look where Faze wants to go. It's the inner bomb site. They have not done any investigative work towards the outer area. They could be walking into an absolute disaster here.
Croman working out. Does get down the sidewalk undetected. Kerrigan's going to aid in that because he gets a kill above, and Croman therefore goes undetected against Stico. How do they not see Sonny? Denies the bomb plant. Thankfully, there's 41 seconds left. He was just sitting in the open. They'd all gone by him because he sat inside of the smoke, and now nothing. Has to rotate over. It would have been incredible if he found a second kill to go along with that. It does make it awkward. Bomb finally gets planted, and Nico puts nothing in the grave. It's 6-11.
Certainly is, Matt. Full eco coming through. Faze have given themselves a fighting chance here. Remember what we said, 11-4 at half on cash. As long as you get the pistol, there's always a chance. Should this be USPs here, nothing much else. As Faze start the long, difficult trip here on the second half. It's Sonny with the Desert Eagle. Just 1 AG for Sonny. That's what he's purchased to throw it in towards main entrance at the start, I guess. And they will having a little 5-man stack outside, I believe, by the connector. They're going to dissipate now. And for now, Faze Clan is holding up a default. Get some basic intel, try and get a pick, holding these choke points, and then capitalize upon it.
Guardian. Tagged up already, 42 HP. Just holding that pistol to go against all of the others. He wants to bring that op out when it matters most. Checking the ladder as well, and Rob's firing at him. He should presume that angle to be from the control room. And Sticko's got the first shot. Now it is the man they could afford to sacrifice. That one's not. Rain going down. And these pistols doing massive damage. This could be stolen back. Sticko's got Croman. Kerrigan's going to try and do damage onto Robs. But it's only 1 kill, and Sonny sneaks from behind Nico. He's on 1 HP. He's gotten 2 kills, and he's got 2 more to find. So little to work with, but so much talent. Time ticks away to 40 seconds, and the bomb is also down, making his matters much worse. Thankfully, they have still just got the USPs. Again, not that it matters on 1 HP, but they can't spam. They can't spray away, which means he would be a certain death. He could still one-up them with his aim on the AK.
He's checking every single corner right now. So much rise in this round. This was a full eco. He'll go for the reload right now. He doesn't know where they are. He might go for the fake plant here. We'll see, but look at towards Pop Dog.
Rops knows, and he's got the timing perfect. If Nico had got the bomb down, you might have had a chance on 1 HP, but Rops went all the way through B and wrapped back around.
What an absolute nightmare. They didn't spend a single dollar there, and a team like Faze giving up to that sort of weaponry, that is quite woeful, you have to say, but you can't deny the shots coming through. Look at the range, Matt. They're doing such a good job, but where are the smokes? Where's the flashbangs? Why is there vision anywhere? You've got to treat these like gun rounds. You can't just assume everything's going to be a gimme, you're going to hit this shot. You've still got to drop the basic utility, eradicate some of the risks. And they're going to be kicking themselves there. Sure, you can say Mousesports did a great job, which they did. But it's not like you did everything you can to deny them kills.
The live betting odds are dead level on Betway, 1.83 on either side, and I think that's fairly representational of this series. Interestingly, winning that with just pistols puts Mousesports on 12, and forget about the fact that Guardian was saving for the AWP. Thankfully, he saves and gets an AK this time, so there's still a chance for them. Unbelievable. It's 4 rounds to go for Mousesports to turn things back after having Inferno fall apart. Inferno went up in flames, Henry.
Yes, it did.
Second time I've made you laugh today.
Yeah. It takes quite a lot, so congratulations to you. And it will be the fast play towards outside. Faze at least get the opening couple of kills here, recovering from that disaster against the full eco. All will be forgiven and they can make this one work. Sticko fighting back from Ivy's, and such a good job so far. Bombs planted. What's Rob's up to though? He's in the smoke, taking damage, looking for that next kill. Not going to happen.
Good recovery with the AKs carried, or rather purchased into this, as one of them has gone down. It's Guardian, but they have 2 still to work with, and Sticko only with 23 is trying to save that AWP. So unfortunate that they lost against the USPs in that round, but it's pretty rare as well that the CTs win round 3 having lost pistol, but they can still take things back in their favor, and they'll get the AWP as well. I was going to say that FaZe now back in black. The crowd's starting to swing a little bit, but it seems they've got a mixed draw out there. I think it's fairly 50-50 at this point.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Mousesports seem to have stolen a few hearts, perhaps, with their impressive play. Big rounds coming through. And Chris J. Orb. Okay, I was about to say they could probably get the eco here, but they are force buying. I can confirm AWP for Chris. 3 Deagles. There is no need for this. I get what they're doing, trying to reset the terrorists and leave them with nothing. It's a cool idea. I just don't think in this particular instance it's the smartest one. If you lose the round, you're really swinging the door of opportunity wide open for FaZe, and they're going to capitalize upon that. I'd rather close it out in full gun rounds than going for resets. That's just me. But we'll see whether it works out for him. Chris J, AWP. Can he find the first frag? He's being burned alive right now and flashed up. That's the alley-oop right there. But nothing. Still alive and kicking. Can he find the second? He can't, but Sunny will back him up. They need to recover that orb, but it's just flying all over the place. Sunny picks it up in the end. And now, what has happened there? Did he? I have no idea. I think he got shot. But
I don't know where that damage came from either. I was actually on my own PC, saw it from a different angle, and I still couldn't solve where that came from. Nico gets Stico. It's Rops, though, with the Deagle. He spots one in Nico already. Knew that he was in that direction anyway. Bomb's down. Guardian has to go back forward. He's picking Guardian apart. He knows that bomb is in position. How did Guardian not even do any damage? As Rob stays on 100. Problem is exactly that. He needs to find range. That's with the knife peek. Oh, good God, Estonia. It's on the map, and it's down to Nico. He will at least pick up the bomb. No gun yet for Rops. No armor, no kit, but all the time in the world, given that the bomb has just gone down, and he'll take advantage of that to try and sneak in early. There is a gun and some, I believe the kit is, no, it's just the leg sticking up on the tracks. I was going to say to his right, but there is an AK that he can certainly take advantage of. Better than that, he's going to pick up an AWP. He's going to have to be a one-hit wonder. He was certainly with the Deagle in his hands. 10-second defuse, which means he has to pull Nico out of position. Knows he's gone toward old bomb. Tries to set. Nico knows that he's not on it because the shoulder went around the corner. And as he taps again, he's still scoped in. Nico's not going to move. The round is gone. Rops did everything he could, but Nico does just barely enough.
wasn't exactly comfortable, wasn't clean, but the round is on the board, and that was the force buy for Mousesports. FaZe Clan can breathe easy in the next. To be fair, they did lose to just USPs before, so I'm not sure why I'm saying that, but still, I don't think they made that same mistake. Use the smokes, boys, execute properly, and make sure you go out eradicating those risks. But whoa, some brilliant shots there from Rob. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Nothing, gave it a good go with the CZ as well. That shot definitely made things exciting though. The 1v1 with Nico. This time he wins it out. Chris J opting to do this CZ armor buy again. He's the AWP of the team, takes himself down to $750. I don't know why he keeps doing this. I really couldn't tell you the logic behind it. That's over $1,000 worth of kit there. And he'll only get $2,400 in the next round. He's got $700 residual cash. So that's quite baffling. His teammates joined him, sure, but I don't think a CZ armor is necessarily going to find you the kills you want.
Shot back out from Rain. Again, it echoes of the last two maps and the fact that one team has a good start and it falls apart, because this was almost the 11-0. It was 11-4 at half, same scoreline. It was 3 rounds after winning a force buy. No gun rounds. It effectively was almost your 11-0 start. And it is Faze that's coming back this time. Talked about this map for Mousesports as well. It's, if you want to call it preparation, it's their most prepared map.
I would agree with you, Chris J. Now, if he saves that AK, that buy-in looking too bad. He'll probably have to do so as well. So luckily, he will get away with an AK and armor. Pretty much as good as was ever going to get with that CZ purchase. So no harm, no foul. So, I don't think they're going to bring out the AWP. They'll take a tactical timeout. Nothing could drop it, but he might be compromising his own armor there. So, does he want to take the AK from Chris and be naked out there? It looks like that's the case. I think Nothing just purchased it for him. Either way, he's got it. Nothing still has his cash. So, here's Carrigan holding up as soon as he wanted to pull out his pistol or his flashbang, I'm not sure. That's as soon as Nothing comes around the corner.
That's my sort of luck in CSGO.
As soon as you're holding an angle, as soon as you go to move, out he comes. Yeah,
exactly.
Pretty horrible timing. So they have got the AWP out. Nothing on the M4. Chris J on the AWP, of course. He gives over the AK to young Rops, who can definitely do some pretty impressive things with it. Chris J battling towards main entrance, and Guardian's looking confident here. Completely destroys Sticko.
I think he spotted the arm on the first peek and knew that he was probably still there. Good response from Chris, but Nico's got nothing before that, and Chroman over toward B gets Rops. Molotov goes far. Sunny goes inside of the flames. A lot of damage, but it won't work out for him in the end as he gets found by Chroman returning back inside of the site. And it's Chris to wrap back around to try and save the AWP. We've got a 12-10 game. Faze have pulled this back only 1 round so far for Mousesports. In the second half, that is.
That's true. Faze are bringing it right back here. Who would have thought on the T side as well? For now, Chris J holding on to what he can. Chroman with 2 kills, Guardian. And Nico with the other. Chris holding up now, right up and towards heaven. Just hoping he can keep hold of this. But Chroman, if he checks it, he's absolutely done for. Oh, hello. And he'll take that all the way to the bank. Bomb goes off, double digits now for Faze. Nico, the only player to go down. So looking a lot more comfortable now. Don't think there's enough to buy on the CT side. Chris J's got 5k, so he can certainly bring up the AWP in the next round. Probably can get that CZ armor again this time.
Pasha watching on from the crowd.
Is he there again?
He's there. He's a fan of Counter-Strike, flies around the world even when he's not playing. Came from China straight to Brazil.
Straight here just to catch the grand final. Well, Chris J's feeling brave, Matt. He's bought the AWP again. This is the Oscar buy for them. So he didn't save this. This has actually been brought up. And what a play this is. He actually got the balls to push the lower ramp and get towards Pop Dog. Never seen anything like it. He'll look towards the T steps. Nothing there. He might not get a chance to show us what he's capable of, as they've already completely capitalized towards outside. If he can save the AWP, that'll be fine. Let's say he might have to now. It's a nice idea. But overall, he'll just be looking to save it. Nico, though, seems to be 1 step ahead.
Faze seems to be 1 step ahead. This T side, it's coming alive. It's Chris J again, and it's a 1 round game, excuse me. And this will maximize the loss bonus. They've got enough to, they've got enough to purchase. If he saves the AWP especially.
It's a baffling process that's been displayed here. 11-4 in the first T side, and now it's 7-1 in the second T side. It doesn't really make any sense. But like I said, with stand-ins playing here, shallow map pool, and little experience, they haven't really had much practice with Nothing especially. it's bound to produce some anomalies there, and it's normally considered one of the most CT-sided maps we have in the pool, just beneath Nuke, I would say.
No one in this half for Mousesports has more than 5 kills. Rops and Sunny each have 5.
Well, there we go.
And that's 10 rounds in, pretty much 9, I guess, at this point. On the other side, things are certainly picking up. Kerrigan's still a little behind, but Nico, wait, we said it was going to be sooner or later, the stars would arrive. Nico is on 22 to lead the way.
Yeah, you can see him doing everything he can to keep Faze in this game. He's been in some massive amount of clutch situations here, won a few of them, finding trade kills wherever he can in that outside area. And he's still believing at this point they're 1 round away from tying things up. It's going to be a long, drawn-out series here in the best of 5. No team looking greater than the other. They seem to have spells of greatness, and then it goes horribly flat for a while. Then they come back. It's ever-swinging pendulum. As the orb saved over from the previous round, Chris again for that Oscar purchase. With his eco teammates, will be able to save it at least. So at least that money wasn't wasted. Guardian on the AWP as well. Rain holding up towards inside. That same Molotov, not thrown quite deep enough, was supposed to stop the upper ramp orb. Luckily no one was there. And now Kerrigan, he's had a really rough game so far. Lucky to be alive there, maybe peeking out a little bit too far, but still, he's absolutely fine. You can see it's a classic fake here. He just shows some presence towards Ivy as his teammates get ready to go towards inner. They'll smoke at the upper ramp just to block a bit of vision there, then drop the flashbangs through that smoke. And this is just Rain continuing the little fake they've got going on here. They're not going to smoke up a contact play. So Robs will be ready and waiting. Look at that crosshair placement. He's ready to go.
Good find from Rops. He certainly was ready. Goes back out as well with the flash thrown by his teammate. He's able to get Chrome in. Sunny's down below, and he's got Rain. Sun showers. And not enough raindrops, apparently, because it's not really a splash in the bucket even. As Kerrigan is in a 1 versus 4, finally Mousesports getting a gun round. Convincingly so far, I say, because it is a reset. If Kerrigan gets kills, he knows what that means. Every kill counts.
Kerrigan, 7 and 17, trying to make the fake happen there. Didn't really pull Rops away at all, and Sunny doesn't look like he's having it either. Kerrigan now just trying to find a kill best he can. Not going to happen. That's the second round in the CT half for Mousesports. It's now 7-2. We'll see what round number 25 brings. Plenty of cash to the Faze side, nothing to be worried about just yet. But they know they can reset Mousesports here. But they did keep 4 players up, so it wouldn't be one of those crazy resets where you get absolutely nothing. They've still got 6k on Chris. His money's been relatively strong with the saving he's been doing. Sunny, 4k right now. Sticko and Nothing both hovering around the 3k mark. And a couple of kits there. They've got the majority of the utility. Sounds like a tactical timeout coming. I can tell you, called it potentially. Actually, maybe I can't. No one has typed in chat.
Yeah, it doesn't say for me who did it. That gives them time to talk things over.
Well, either way, it's 30 seconds for the coaches to get stuck in and strategize. Normally more beneficial on the T side here, but certainly can deliver wonders on the CT side as well. You want to throw a spanner in the works right now. You want to send 3 players to rush in a ramp. You want to push that orb towards Ivy. You know they're taking a pause for a reason. Let's see what Chris J and co have got in mind. Robs alone towards inner. He's playing at the A ramp right now. Drops a smoke, and Chris J looking towards main entrance. Nothing too special from what I can see apart from that shot. Nico completely destroys Nothing there, and Rain looks to follow it up.
Big response from Sunny. Almost a must-win round the way things have gone in this half. They want to keep money. They've got to win it, but Kerrigan's got a better plan. He's got other ideas. He'll take down Sticko. Chris J gets put up on ticket booth as Sunny works back in, and Chris, he'll hit the shot onto Rain. Kerrigan's going back with the bomb toward A main. They took over sandwich control, but he's not confident working in, and watch Rops. Oh, Rops. He's right behind Guardian. He doesn't know it yet. The smoke was down. He couldn't see him. He was actually in the open, and Guardian's going to burrow his way into hell. But Rops is going to try and go all the way around behind him. They think the bomb's left and gone to be. It hasn't.
Certainly has not. They've got the man advantage now, but lacking coordination. You can see they're also separated from each other. One at backtracks, one at Ivy, one pushing the inside ramps. They've got to wait for a little bit at least, or hope Chris J finds a quick pick. Guardian seems to be aware of where they could be. That plan towards Ivy could be absolutely done for here, if not his teammate first. They wait by the backtracks here as Guardian brings out the flashbang. Bomb ticking away, and that frag might secure it. Great Molotov on top of the bomb. They've got nothing to say about this now, surely. Guardian, sure, he's got 2 men against him, but the bomb's just ticking away so quickly. They might have this match.
This is going to be close. 5 seconds, I don't think so. Oh my God, it's closer than Kerrigan's, and they get away with it. Mousesports get 14 and avoid the reset. The 2 timers at the top almost synchronized, but somehow Mouse get 14 and Guardian. Oh, he knows how close that was. Remember, it was map 1 Inferno that Kerrigan got a defuse like that against Chris J.
I thought he timed that Molotov to perfection. It seemed like there was no chance, but somehow the only player with a kit was the one closest to the bomb. A strike of genius there from Mousesports as the full defuse comes in. 14-11, another tactical timeout. They're really getting to the nitty-gritty now, this grand final. Mental exhaustion starting to set in. We're in the 3rd map. Still have potential another 2 to come. There's Chris J. Not at the top in terms of frags, but not far from it. It's Sunny on 21. Top of the scoreboard. Chris J 20. Rob's 20. Great performances from a lot of the players on the server right now. As we'll see, Mousesports in touching distance and taking the lead in the series. Train. Always such a good map for them. Especially from that young man, Rob's. Bit of a specialist on it. Can they find map point again?
Chris trying to work behind the flames at Sandwich. He's going to go above instead. He wants vision to A main. That's his goal no matter what. At any cost. Nothing has to watch over toward his pop dog position as Chris falls off, retreats. And now looks above. Didn't realize that Nico had taken advantage. Still not great money on either side, so another must-win round. It's also break point and map point if Mousesports can achieve it. They're down 2 men already. Bomb is planted. Sunny trying to get back in, but smoked and flashed off. They may go for a save call because it's only going to be $1,400 in. Now, that said, Chris J does have 8,100, but nothing is 50. 800 for Sticko, and they may just try and take some weapons down and give this up.
I think you might be right. 3 players surviving right here. They still have Chris J at 8K, but you can see Sticko's low, nothing with no cash. And they might just have to save up the weaponry here. That's absolutely fine for Mousesports. Sure, the round didn't go in their way, but they still have a 14-12 lead here. They don't want to throw away money, but Ray knows he can take some of it away. Can they hold him off as he goes sniffing for kills inside? I'll confirm with you. You can see at the top of your screen still. And he found nothing. So 3 players will be surviving for Mousesports. They'll have another buy available. It's coming right down to the wire here. Remember, 11 rounds for Mousesports on their T side. Surely able to close this one out, but Faze are hot on their heels. Have a look at the spawn, see if we can see anything interesting. Guardian with the AWP, he's got the best spawn of them all. Will he take the main entrance pick? I think he might do. He's running in. See if he can open things up. Trying to capitalize with it. Smoke down, but he's mainly played himself as the MP7 and Chris, a calling card of his, as he finds 2 kills. The drive-by comes through, and now they have the man advantage. Robs pushes the pop dog. He knows there's 3 players pushing main entrance. There's almost no chance of being anyone in this area.
Chris did this by design. He has 6,200 left over, goes to the MP7, run and gun. He does.
He's been using it all year, and pretty much the only player that does. It's got more run and gun potential than the UMP, more higher fire rate, and you can see it doing great work here. But Rob's surely going down. What a reaction from him. This could be map point for Mousesports as Rain desperately tries to get them back in the round.
Kerrigan still doing battle with Sticko, but he's left alone because Robs has found Rain. It's Kerrigan inside of the site. Sunny to put him down. 15 rounds for Mousesports. Map points and a chance to go up 2-1 in the best of 5 finals. There is money enough to buy on Faze's side.
Good Lord. What a game this has turned out to be. Full of question marks and excitement. No one knows where it's going, but Chris J seems to have a pretty good idea. Farming that cash with the MP7 up close and personal, sticks the barrel down their throats, gives them hell, and we could go into the final round here. Money's still there for FaZe, but it's not much. You can see they're taking some compromises, not all the utility they would like, but they do have the smokes and the Molotovs. AWP for Guardian here. Chris J this time at the alley, fires off the first shot, but he's baiting in Sticko. This could still work out for them.
Smoke back inside of Ivy. Guardian tries to fire into it, hope for the best. It's going to take a little more than just hopes and dreams. It's going to take fantastic entries, as Nothing is also going to try and deny that by getting in the face of Nico. Smoke down, he might expect that he's there. Yeah, he even backs off to watch the wide side of it. So back, for now at least, to the Brown Halls, 59 seconds. Sonny's below it, Pop Dog Kerrigan's just above with the bomb. Nothing gets position with Rops. No indication. 2 Brown Halls, one with a boost, or at least was. I think they've just gone off of it. And Croman and Nico still back toward A main. Bomb is at Pop Dog Mini. It can swing either direction. 3 in B, meanwhile, for the defense. And as the Molotovs go over, it's going to be a fake. Guardian backs off. That's going to hold them at the B site. Guardian still waiting to go down Pop Dog. They're waiting for a response, hoping that maybe someone will try and rotate on the flank. Nothing starts it off, though. It's all on to Chris. Gets the first. Stays alive. Good HP as well. Knows he has to be efficient because they have sold the fake, and he gets called off by Croman. That might allow the plant. It's Sticko instead, though, that's back toward Ivy. 7 seconds, and they're just barely on it. Kerrigan's planting now, and he's done safely so, but he's got to get away, and he's in the open. Gets the first on Nothing, not expecting 2. Sonny gets it down to Croman, the stand-in for Faze. And Mousesports, they'll get 16-12. They'll get a 2-1 lead, and Faze are 2 maps away still from trying to get their 3rd Grand Slam win, and they might get denied by Mousesports.
Well, there we have it. What a great performance from Mouse. A little bit more difficult than they anticipated in the second half, but you're up against Faze, having the best aimers in the world. Some absolute blunders there from Faze. They lost to full ecos against those USPs. They got 11 forward in the first half. To be fair, decent comeback in the second, but it didn't feel that they were ever going to be able to close it out. So there it is. Mousesports will take the lead in the series now, 2-1, with the Nothing stand-in. And Faze need to ask themselves what's going to happen in the next map here. It's so back and forth this game after a crushing defeat on Cash after being 11-0 up. Do they have what it takes to really win out this grand final?
Well, we'll find out on Mirage. Mousesports 2-1. Comebacks, not only in the map number 2, but in the series overall. We're going to take a break. We'll be back.
Incendiary out.
Did I seriously get that dude in smoke?
Yo.
Game, record, and stream without compromise. I'm Intel Core i7.
This is all timing now, Anders. Who's going to look the right way at the right time? It's happening!
an amazing team.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
One city, one stage, one trophy.
And another kill to find Fallen.
One moment. ESL 1 New York 2018.
ESL 1 Belo Horizonte is brought to you in part by Intel, Alienware, DHL, Logitech G, Betway, and PaySafeCard.
Mousesports continue to look unfazed on Train. Incredible stuff from them as their map pick once again bears fruit. They did it on Cash, now they've done it on Train, and we go all the way in this best of 5. Another map in the bank for Mousesports, leave the score 2-1. We're going to be breaking it all down, but first, one of my favorites is hanging out in the crowd. We're going to go check in with Stuff.
And by favorites, I'm pretty sure that you're meeting my new friend Gustavo here. Gustavo from Belo Horizonte. How's it going, man? How do you feel about the tournament?
Well, I think it's pretty great. I mean, the city is beautiful and it's very nice to have such a tournament around here because the crowd is beautiful as well. It's very loud, so I think everybody's enjoying the tournament.
I love personally the fact that